Sunrise in the deserts of Namibia in Southwest Africa. Our film crew spends months shooting in this hostile region. The aim is clear: to capture the most amazing images.
To get a combination of an extraordinary landscape, and this really is my favourite landscape on Earth, and then to get all my favourite animals, elephants, giraffes, rhino, baboons. I mean, to get that rich variety of animals in this landscape, in this context, is extraordinary.
Today's challenge: get a time-lapse of the night sky.
It looks like it's worked.
Yes!
We're doing a scan. What intrigued me about this place originally was that it was that conflict, in that it's such an austere and difficult place to live, and yet it still manages to support huge populations of wildlife. And seeing and using those big animals to show the size of the landscape. I mean, it's just incredible. The landscape just goes on forever. And the only way that you can actually show the scale of it is by showing an elephant or a giraffe that you know is big, and it being dwarfed by the landscape. I mean, it's just exquisite. It's just such a beautiful place to work. So this is our home. We've been here now about a month, and because we're in a very remote part of the desert, just inland from the Skeleton Coast, we've tried to create as comfortable a place as we possibly can. So, as you can see here, we've got cooking facilities. We also have a fridge and a freezer. So there's a fridge here that runs off a generator. It's full of all sorts of stuff, including very important chocolate, Lindt chocolate, no less. So what I'm doing this evening is I'm setting up a time lapse to run all through the night. Could be what I'm trying to get is we're facing almost due south here, and that is the center point of the galaxy rotating, the Milky Way rotating, and the stars in this part of Namibia are absolutely unbelievable at night. But of course, because it's almost a full moon, they're much more faint than they normally would be. So I'm trying to get a combination of moonlight on the landscape, but also a sense of the Milky Way rotating as well. And then hopefully, 2-3 in the morning, the fog will come in, and we should see it coming straight at camera. So that's what we're hoping to get. We've got a beautiful, clear night, so fingers crossed. So it's 6 o'clock, and start of a new day. I'm hoping it's foggy. I set up the time lapse last night. It's one of the foggiest mornings I've seen here. Well, the good thing is that the camera's still running, so that's good news, which means it's been running all night. There's an incredible amount of moisture on it. That's why we put these hand warmers on here, to try and keep the lens warm and try and stop the condensation on the lens. So I'm just flicking through the preview pictures, and I can see the fog coming in. So it looks like it's worked. So, the moment of truth. Okay, so I've converted the time-lapse into a movie. So here we have the desert landscape underneath, under moonlight, remember. It looks like daylight, but it's actually moonlight because you can see the Milky Way moving here. It's not particularly bright because the moon's so bright, but you can see the stars. So let's see what happens. And now it's starting to get thicker. Oh, now it's coming. Here it comes. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, fantastic.
And this is what it looked like in the movie.
so we're all happy, and we're going to have tea and go home.
Our expert film crews will be back with more tips and tricks on how to film wildlife. Hit the alert button to find out when.